Hello everybody and welcome back to Vasten2 episode, well it's episode 2 I suppose, but we're really going to look at this as episode 1 because this is the first official building episode here in the giant medieval city of, I believe we're going to call this city Dawnport. Foxy Monoxide came up with the name and I think it's a really great one. It's the dawn of a new era of Vasten and it's going to have a big port. So put it together and you get Dawnport. I think it's a great name. I think it's just a perfect start to the season. So here's what I want to do today. I want to start with some filler houses. Whenever you're building a big city, what I see when I look at Google Images and I look at other Minecraft builds and even other concept art and things like that, I see a lot of special buildings, a lot of really interesting stuff, giant cathedrals, giant churches and all that kind of stuff. But I don't see that many houses often, probably because it's a little bit boring to build 100 or 300 or 500 just sort of basic houses where people live, not just where they work, not just all the industry and all that kind of stuff. But I want to come up with an easily copyable template for houses that are gonna, I hate to say blend in with the landscape of the city, you know what I mean, but kind of blend in with the landscape of the city. Something that we can all look at as a format and kind of cut and paste, you know, though we don't actually cut and paste. We don't have world edit or anything like that, but you know what I mean? Like we can just plug in all around the city in between the really big, interesting builds, like you can see off kind of in the background there around the town square. Those builds should be unique and they should be really interesting. These are just where people live. So I've gone with a few different ideas. First, I think largely stone-based around the bottom. Could be andesite, could be stone, could be cobbled, any of those sort of from the earth stones. And then on the top for the roofs, we want to do no trim, and we want to do either spruce or dark oak roofs. And if they have, well, what do you call it, dormer windows, that's fine as well. It can have, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly this. They can be a different slope even if you want to. But I think this is a nice idea of sort of what we could all just pitch in to throw a ton of houses up right alongside of the road where just people live. Houses, they need that. Now, I didn't build any of these in really interesting diagonals or anything like that, though I will in the future, because this first one, I just want to do very, very basic stuff where you see it. Oh, look, we have a bit of a rendering issue there. Don't mind that. I forgot I must have left the area to go get something and the chunks unloaded for a quick second. So yeah, the template up at the top can be either spruce or oak or dark oak or terracotta or whatever, to bring in some interest and some color and things like that. I just went with woods because, again, we don't have that many materials yet in the city. So it's an idea that we have, you know, where you can copy this pretty quickly. You see the train track there. I think Tuner Guy's moving all of our villagers. We already have a bunch of that stuff set up. I think I'm going to do a world tour as early as like episode 5, or I think, just so we can see what everyone else is doing, because there's a lot of really cool builds out there. Now, for ground cover in the area, I didn't go with stone. I went with brown, which means path walk, coarse dirt, probably some gravel in there, all that kind of stuff. Made it look like it's off the beaten path just a little bit, but not enough where it would actually be grass, because these houses are going to be really tightly packed together. The river shore is going to be something that we do at a later date right now, but you can kind of see how closely these houses are going to be and the kind of idea. I went with the little bridge over house there in that one, just so that the railroad tracks can go by. And even though those are probably temporary, I thought it might be nice to have a little river path later on. So that's going to basically do it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm trying to keep these episodes very short and right to the point. So you have to let me know what you think. Very easy, nice little area set up. And I'll see you next time from Vasten2. Bye, everybody.